I think the most important thing is to figure out what you do weekly, monthly, yearly in your business, and focus on the things that light you up, and anything that doesn't light you up, outsource it. Like you said, social media was a huge thing daily that you were overwhelmed with and didn't want to do. So you outsourced it, and just finding those things that don't light you up and are bogging you down, that you can outsource and focus on growing your certification program and growing your business.
Welcome, Badass Manifester. I am so glad you are here. I'm your host and head coach, Ashley Gordon, master mindset and manifestation biz expert, founder of the quantum coaching certification, and multiple six-figure entrepreneur obsessed with empowering you to create quantum leaps in your energy, your life, and your business. This is the show to help you make magic your everyday normal, where the ripple effect is real and the guest experts are world class. My mission is to power your conscious and subconscious mind with manifestation teachings, business tools, and coaching techniques to put your potential into action. Consider this your weekly up level. Are you ready for quantum transformation? Let's do this. Welcome back, Badass Manifestors, quantum coaches, all the people in the house with the big coach energy. I'm super excited for today's episode. Last week's episode, we talked about the community that you create around your business through events and hosting retreats and all the things. And it was such a good episode. Definitely listen to it if you haven't yet. And today we're going to talk about the community that you create within your business. So not just the community outside of your business, around your business, but the community that you create within your business. And what that means is your team, right? The community that you create within your team, within your leadership team, within your contracting team, whatever it looks like. We're going to deep dive into that. And so, of course, I have to have my team members on this amazing episode because it's honestly, I couldn't talk about it without them. So I'm super excited to have Jenna Teague in the house, Carly Merryweather up in the house. And so let's just kind of dive in. I want you guys to introduce yourselves and we'll jam out on creating community and building the vision of your business.
I am so excited to talk about this today, Ash. This is Jenna, by the way. I think my best description of my role in Team QCA is stage mom. Like I'm your dance mom.
You are.
Yeah, I'm just doing the moves behind you, cheering you on along the way, telling everyone how amazing my daughter is. Oh my God, my daughter.
Literally, I'm giving a speech and Jenna's in the audience, mouthing the speech along with me, doing all the hand motions I do during the speech.
Yes, that I love that role. I love that role for me. But in addition to being your dance mom, I am one of the facilitators of QCA. So I have the great pleasure of teaching all of the students that come through the program and being one of the head mentor coaches in the program and doing all the things. And so, yeah, so happy to be here.
So happy you're here. Yay. Yay. And then we have our child. Jenna and I's child together. It's weird because Jenna's my mom, but we also have a child.
Thanks for having me, moms. I'm really excited to be here. This feels like a very fangirl moment. I get to be on the Badass Manifester podcast after listening to it for so long and being part of this world for so long. So what up, everybody? I'm Carly. I like to say that Jenna is Ashley's right hand and I'm her left hand.
Yeah.
Within QCA. So I am the white glove service provider. I'm the support person. I'm the quantum coach 4 times removed. Going through QCA so many times.
That's so good. We're keeping
that. Carly is the backbone of QCA. She She's the spine and the hands and the feet and all the things. Like she
Yeah.
makes it run.
And QCA has two heads, Jenna and I.
This is all sounding very scary and like sort of like incestuous and weird, but we're a family, you guys, one way or
If we have
another.
any artists listening, I really want to see this like visually represented.
Yes.
Oh, this is funny.
Tag us at the Quantum Coach on Instagram.
I can't believe you've never been on the podcast. I feel like you have.
I know.
I haven't.
That's weird.
I'm excited.
We're pulling the curtain back today, everyone. We're pulling the curtain back. I think it's important. I think it's important for everyone to see, like, I think it's easy to see me as like the entrepreneur that's putting my face out there and the content out there, but it's really not me. It's really not just me. There's so many of us. And so we thought, because we have one brain, we thought we thought it would be great for you guys to kind of get a glimpse inside and and just learn a little bit about how we do things to inspire you to, if you're a solopreneur, to maybe hire your first team member and get the support that you need. Or if you have some team members, really elevating the community on your team and elevating the experience of your team members. Or if you are struggling with team members, I think that's like a big thing that happens and so common, to really understand like how to get people in the right seats on your team so that the team can run the way that, you imagine your vision happening. So where should we start?
I was just sitting here thinking, how long have we been working together?
Yeah.
A long time.
I was telling the girls at the retreat, I think you reached out to me in like 2018 and you were like, I'm supporting some, coaches right now with different things. And I was like in a launch. Remember we did the Receive launch?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was the start. And then I was like, okay, what is this going to look like if I can keep you? Yeah, that was the beginning.
Yeah. And then Carly came not that long after that, right?
Shortly after.
Yeah. Do you remember when, Car?
It was early 2020. I think, like December 2019.
Okay. So it was a little bit after. Well, it was interesting because like when we first started working together, Jenna, it was awesome. And I felt like you weren't in the complete right seat yet. You were getting there, but it wasn't where you were supposed to be necessarily. Like
Agreed.
Jenna's the type of person that can do literally anything. She can sing, act, and dance. She can write copy. She can get shit moving. She can facilitate. So she could do a lot of things. She can coach. She can do all the things. And she's a therapist. Like she does everything. So in the beginning, it was like we didn't have an online business manager. There was a lot of tasks that we needed help with. And even for the two of us, it was too much for all of us to do. And I remember like really struggling, being like, we need a virtual assistant. Like we need an assistant to help us. And I mean, it was like rough. Like I was crying a lot at that time because I was just like so stressed out. And Jenna saw this anxiety that was like always around, just getting things done and moving things forward. Cause it felt like there was so much going on that we actually just didn't have the bandwidth to do it. And so you actually found Carly.
Yes. Yeah. How were we initially connected? Was it through Sarah?
I think it was through Sarah, mutual referral.
Yeah.
Love Sarah. Shout out if you're listening.
Shout out to Sarah Hennessy. Yeah. And, I'm thinking like, not only did we not have the team that we needed, we also didn't have the systems.
Right.
Remember that?
Yeah. So if that's you right now, where you feel like so overwhelmed with everything on your plate as a solopreneur, or even if you have one person on your team, we really struggled because we didn't have systems in place. So we were launching things off of Trello, which is like well, actually, Jenna, you created the Trello board launch system.
I just magically tried to put something together. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was amazing. And I was like, this is life changing. And it was really just like the tip of the iceberg of what we needed for systems. So systems were a big thing, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But I just want to say, like, when you introduced me to Carly, there was no other VAs on the horizon, right? Like, we were looking, but there was nobody really popping up. And so I had a meeting with Carly, and you were so shy, Car. Like, you were so shy, you're so quiet. And I remember asking if you knew how to work Kajabi. Did you know how to use Airtable? Did you know how to use like certain things? And you were like, no, but I can learn. And I was like, oh God, I don't know. I really did not know. Like, and I feel like this is a very common thing when you hire someone. Sometimes you know, right? You're like, yes, this is the perfect person. And sometimes you're like, I have no idea, but I am so desperate right now that I was like willing to just try anything, but also I was scared to bring you on. This is like, I don't even know if you know this. I was scared to bring you on and train you to then have to fire you and find someone else. Seriously.
Didn't know that. Damn.
I know. I didn't know what to do. And I called Jenna and I was like, I don't know. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And what did you tell me?
I was like, I think we should go for it.
Yeah. You're like, we need help.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should go for this.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
And the rest is history.
And
Just kidding. We're still growing, still systemizing.
Well, and meanwhile, Carly like rules Kajabi now. I mean, there's nothing she can't do. Like,
No.
you picked everything up, everything that we threw at you, every
Google is my
disorganized
best
pile
friend.
of tasks.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
thing is like, I think there's a people that say a lot of things. Some people are like, don't hire on skill set, hire on personality. Oh no, don't hire on personality, hire on skill set. And I mean, I didn't know if you had either at that point. I was just like, she's so quiet. I don't know. Like, I just didn't know you enough at all. I mean, of course, now that I know you, I know that you're hilarious and amazing. But it's just, I didn't know at the time. I was just taking a chance. Thank God Jenna told me. You're trying to say
No. I think that's the other thing is, you know, as you just said, Ash, like, hiring is always a little bit of a gamble. Like,
Mhm.
bringing someone onto your team, whether they seem like they have the exact right personality for what you need in that position or the exact right skill set for that position, there's no guarantees. There's no guarantees that somebody who needs to learn a bunch of things will learn them. There's no guarantees that somebody who says they already know everything will do what you're hoping that they do.
Right.
And if you're thinking that you're always going to hire the perfect person right from the start and it's going to magically be the ideal fit, you're setting yourself up for disappointment.
Yeah.
And I think the great thing that I've noticed about this team is that we're willing to shift people's roles and responsibilities to try to get them in the right seat, like you said, Ash. And there have been people who have come through the team for a season and been exactly what was needed for that season, and then have moved on to something else and have enriched the team while they were here, but don't stay forever.
Mhm.
And that's also totally okay.
Yes, totally. Totally. I think that Carly had a willingness to learn, and she wasn't over promising anything. Like, there's people that promise you the moon and the stars and the sun, and then they don't come through, kind of like what you were just saying. So I think for me, what I look for is a willingness, and I can feel that in people. It's like they're willing to learn, they're willing to try it, and they might suck at first, but then they get better, you know? So,
Yeah.
Car, what was it like coming on to the team? Do you remember?
Terrifying, but amazing. I remember when I first started out, and it's such a testament to what Jenna was saying of like you grow with the team and you kind of shift and find the right roles for people, is that I started with you as a social media manager, which is like
Oh yeah.
so far from what I'm doing now. Like now I'm the assistant program director support person of QCA, and like I've built websites for you, and like we've made QCA into what it is today. And like, yeah, I started engaging on Instagram for you and like posting stories.
Okay, I totally forgot that. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Right? Back in the day.
That's wild. Wow. Yeah, social media, I think that was like one of the biggest things that was overwhelming me at that
Yeah.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. And no shame to social media managers. We love them. We have one.
we
They're
need one.
amazing. But
Need them
like
all.
that wasn't the role that I was meant to be for. And it all kind of fell into place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so there's two directions I want to go in. One is if you are listening and you're in that solopreneur place and you have so much on your plate, Carly, what advice would you have for them to start to outsource? Like, how do they know what to outsource? Because I remember thinking, I don't even know what I do in my business. I do everything. I don't know what I do or what I don't do or how I do it. Like, what's your best tip for someone who is just at that place where they're like ready to start to outsource?
Yes, I actually have a training on this that we include in QCA. So a little bonus if you join QCA, when you join QCA. And I think the most important thing is to like figure out what you do like weekly, monthly, yearly in your business, and like focus on the things that light you up, and anything that doesn't light you up, outsource it. Like you said, social media was a huge thing daily that you were like overwhelmed with and didn't want to do, but like so you outsourced it, and just finding those things that don't light you up and are like bogging you down, that you can outsource and focus on growing your certification program and growing your business.
Yeah. I think that's so key because a lot of times we don't realize how much strain doing the things we hate doing in our business is putting on us, and how that's taking away from us being in our zone of genius. And the reason why that's so problematic is that when we're in our zone of genius, that's when we attract the clients that we want to attract, the customers that we want to attract. That's when we really create the results that we want to create. And even if you're in that place right now where you're like, I hate doing social media, let's say, and I would love to outsource it, but I just don't have the money. Like, think about the energy cost and the creativity cost and all the other hidden costs of you devoting your time and energy to a task that does nothing but drain you and drag you down, because it's not just the money.
Yeah, it's really not. And
I think
it
something to add too is that like there may not be any tasks in your business that you hate doing. You know, like you may like doing social media, but you don't love it. And that could be something that's draining your energy and taking you away from something that you do love doing. So even if you don't specifically hate doing something, you can outsource it too.
yeah, that's a great point because I think my human design is a generator and I didn't necessarily, yeah, there's some things that I hated doing. I hated doing emails too. Like that was like something I really did not want to do. Um, but I can work. I could do it. I could do it. I could do it. But I didn't want to do it all. And for me personally, like I am a visionary. I like to work on the vision of the business and where we're going and what it looks like and how are we getting there and the vision of the marketing, like higher level things that I couldn't focus on at all because I wanted to make sure that my posts were going up, you know?
Yeah.
So that was a big relief to have you come in and do that. Not and Carly wasn't necessarily creating the content. I still liked creating the content, but getting it up, answering DMs, responding to comments, engaging, all of that's like a full-time job, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I think like what really strikes me from what you just said, Ash, is like what's really going to move your business forward. Was you making sure that the social media posts got posted, really moving the business forward? No. But you being in that visionary position of like, where are we going next? How are we going to get there? What's the overarching strategy? That's going to move your business forward. And that's going to create the results.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. And I think I mentioned this earlier before we started recording, like for a long time, I always imagined myself with the team. That was always part of the vision. And I wanted to have a team that was also in love with the vision of what we do and really cared about the vision of what we do. And that's something that you really want to consider, is that you're not just hiring people to hire them. You're hiring them because they actually want to be there and they actually believe in the vision and they really want to be part of that ripple effect that the business creates together. And so for me, though, I've always felt like I was a little bit unworthy of having a team of like people that actually cared. So it always blew my mind where I would always be like, do they really care? No, they really care. Like, I don't know, just questioning it because I didn't believe that I deserved to have it, which was my own stuff. I don't know if
Yeah.
anyone else can relate to that, but I think it's just like support in general. I'm realizing is like has always been, I don't want to say a challenge, but just like feeling supported is important, and you actually have to allow yourself to be supported.
Yes. Yeah. And I think the it can't be overstated the importance of people sharing your vision.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because, and whether it's hiring a team or getting into a collaboration with someone, in my experience, I've done a lot of collabs with people. I've worked for many other coaches, and the number one factor in the success of all of those relationships has been a shared vision. Yeah, and you have to feel worthy of people sharing your vision and believing in you,
Yes,
even when you don't yet fully believe in yourself
totally.
sometimes.
Totally. And like as coaches, that's what we do with our clients, right? We believe in our clients, maybe even before they believe in in themselves. And it's really the same thing, like having people on your team help you with that, like help you. And you, Jenna, have always helped me believe in myself, always helped me like delegate. Like you've been, you call me out when I'm like, I could do this. And you're like, but should you? Do you really have to? you know, Having someone be able to support you in your leadership role, to
Yeah,
stay in that role and not, I don't want to say like revert, but like revert back into old behaviors.
yeah. I think, traditionally, like entrepreneurship, solopreneurship has been so much about hustle culture, hustle,
Yeah.
hustle, hustle, like always working 24/7, working so hard, so much productivity. And I think sometimes we can fall back into those old mindsets of like, if I'm not hustling 24/7, if I'm not like riding the edge of burnout as an entrepreneur, then I'm not doing enough.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have a team, ideally you're not going to feel burnt out 24/7. You're not going to feel like you have to hustle because you're going to have that support. So it is really important to keep your eye on that. If you go into that old way of thinking of like, am I not doing enough? I don't feel busy enough. Like, what's going on? That's actually progress.
Right. Yeah. Every launch we have, I'm like, I feel like there's more to do, but there's not. That's because everyone's in their role doing what they're supposed to do, working together, and everything gets done.
Yeah. It's hard to
Cool.
get out of that of like, why doesn't this feel harder? This
Mhm.
used to feel harder. Like something must be missing because this feels too easy.
Yes. Yeah. Totally.
But it
Totally.
gets to be easy.
It does get to be easy. So how do you guys think, so like for someone listening that is like, oh man, I wish I had a team like this, like how are they so cool, how are they so
Man,
cool?
I wish I could be them.
I wish I could be there. I want a team like this. Like how so let's talk about creating community within your team.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think just like we think of, QCA as a family, I
Mhm.
think of our team, like Team QCA, as a family.
Yes.
And I think, I mean, this might be a little woo woo, but I think one of the key components to the success of this team is allowing each one of us to be in our full humanity.
Mm.
Like, it's not just about like, are you getting the tasks done, and are you getting them done on time, and are you getting them done to this standard? It's also like, what's going on with you as a person?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on in your life? Like,
Mhm.
that there's room to be a full human on this
I love
team.
that. Yeah, that's such a beautiful point. And especially from, you know, as from my perspective, like including me,
Yeah, absolutely.
like including me as a human, like which is great because I feel supported not only in business, I feel supported in life, right? It's almost like the things that go on in my life actually, you guys come together for and support the business because you know that I need the support because of what's going on in my life. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah. And I feel like you do that for us too. Like, you know, Car, are we allowed to share your big news
What's my big news?
that you're going to be in Bali for the
Oh,
next 3 months?
yeah. When this episode airs, I'll be in Bali.
Oh my
Yeah. So, for
God.
example, Carly's going to Bali for 3 months
Just two
and
months.
2 months.
Just 2 months. I'm going for two
Oh,
whole months.
only two. All right. Well, then no big
Let's
deal.
not go crazy, Jenna.
But that's a great example, right? Like yesterday, something went down in her house and she had to leave for the day and she had to go, like the day got messed up. And so she was just like, hey guys, like I'm not going to be in here today, but it worked. Like everything works around
Yeah.
everybody's life, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like
Okay.
that comes from the top down too, though, Ash. Like, I feel like that comes from you, you know? Like, you are never sort of like punitive or, um, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, micromanaging.
Yeah.
You give us space, and yes, you call us out if we're not doing things that we've said we would do, and you give us space and you allow us to be human beings who have other things in our lives.
Yeah. I think that giving your team members space comes with trusting them and trusting that they're going to come through with what, they're going to, at the end of the day, the job's going to get done, or they're going to communicate that they need help and someone else will get the job done. So it's like, I think building that trust with your team members, it could take some time, but also it'll be so worth it because then you don't have to worry all day, every day. Like one time we had someone on the team where, they wouldn't do the tasks on time or things were always late. And it's like when we would assign it, I would feel like, oh, I don't know if they're going to get it done. And then I would have to feel like I would micromanage. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, in the beginning, you prove yourself and then you gain a lot of trust, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Creating community on your team, being able to express your full humanity,
Yes.
and then building trust with your team members is a very important one. And so, okay, so what happens if someone breaks your trust? Right? Like how do we handle that? So I was talking about this with Kat from the retreat. She was the chef. And she was like, "What has been your biggest like entrepreneurial lesson?" I'm like, "Oh my God, I literally have no idea, but I was just trying to channel things that would be good for her to hear. And so I said to her, like, what happens when someone on your team makes a mistake? What do you do? And she said, I just fix it myself.
Mm.
And I said, wrong answer.
So tempting to do that.
So tempting. Yeah. I don't want to have an awkward conversation. I don't want to create confrontation. I don't want it to feel whatever. It's uncomfortable. But as a leader and stepping into your leadership role, it's important for people to take responsibility for what happened, so that they are aware of what happened and they're aware of what happened. They won't do it again, or they'll do better next time. That's literally all it is. It's like it's like a child, right? Like when you're little and you make a mistake and you're like, "Mommy, like I made a mistake." What does your mom say?
It's
Either
okay, honey.
it's okay, honey. Don't do it like that again, or you're punished. Go to your room, right? Like, I mean, you're not going to punish your team members. Like, you're not going to say go to your room, but it's just gaining awareness. Everyone makes mistakes. They're going to happen.
And just like we ask our clients, at least us as coaches, to go outside of their comfort zones and do things that might feel awkward or difficult in order to grow and transform, like it's essential that as a leader of a team, you have to be willing to have those hard conversations. Again, it doesn't have to be punitive, but just like the real conversation of like, what happened here? Like
Yeah.
what went wrong? How can we fix it for next time?
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the retreat email.
Oh, the retreat email. Yeah,
That worked out though. It worked out.
it did.
There was an email that we sent that wasn't supposed to be sent the way that it was sent, and everyone got a copy of the P&L from the retreat.
Yeah.
And I was freaking out. And I was like, what happened here? But like, it just happened. It wasn't the end. Listen, that's what you have to realize as a leader. Like, nothing that goes on your team is going to be the end of the world. Not one thing.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's all good. What came over you when that happened, Car? Like, were you freaking out or were you like chill about it?
I mean, I was freaking out a little bit. I just went back to my computer and I had like 20 Slack messages from you. And I was like, what's going on? And I think it's a really good testament of like the rapport that the team has. And just like in that moment, we're like felt very out of rapport. And it's like, so it didn't go as smoothly as we would have hoped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm bugging out right now. What is happening? Like, listen, I don't want to paint a picture that we're perfect. Like, nobody's perfect. I have my moments 100%. And so it's about how do you navigate those moments after they happen? And how are you going to regulate yourself as the leader? And then how are you going to, um, you know, move forward with the team? Like Carly knew I wasn't hiding it from her that I was upset. And it worked. Like then it was over. It was what it was.
And if it hadn't been expressed and it hadn't been talked about,
Right.
it would have festered and it would not be over now. It would just be
Yes. Right.
there. Yeah.
Right. So you on your team and in life, like whenever something happens with people in your life, like if you don't talk about it and you don't clear the air, it stays there. And then it becomes a filter that is like clogging the way that you see that person or interact with that person. And it's in the way. And you don't want to so if you're not addressing things as they come up, you're just going to have a lot of things in the way between you and that person. And ultimately, like Carly said, that's going to create a huge lack of rapport and ultimately creates resistance on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that this team has been one of the healthy is not has been ha- is one of the healthiest systems that I've been in.
Wow.
Yeah. There's, I mean, there's not things get talked about instead of shoved under the rug. There's not like gossiping or talking behind people's backs. Yeah, and there's definitely a sense of everybody having each other's back. Like even this week, Bella, beautiful Bella, one of our team members, was under the weather, and Carly just stepped up and said, "Oh, I'll take care of that for you. Like I'll do that." And then um, I had to do a part of that task, and I said, "You know what, Carly? I'm just gonna schedule the email." So
And you know what?
Bella, yeah,
I was just going to say, like, I had no idea that was happening behind the scenes.
yeah,
So thank you guys.
you're welcome. Yeah. And
Sorry,
I
I cut you
think,
off.
no, no, no. I just think that happens all the time. And there's, in an unhealthy system, there might be like some resentment, like, "Ugh, why do I have to do this for this person? Like, this is not my job." And in this team and in this system, it's like, I am more than happy to help any of my team members. Like, Carly is more than happy to help Bella. I'm more than happy to help, like, anyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's something I have to do this weekend because I'll be flying. So we have the launch coming up. So there's a couple emails that have to go out for that and some things that, we can't schedule ahead of time. So since I'll be in the air, I've reached out to Bella and other team members to help me. And I feel like in other teams, it could be like more intimidating to ask for help. But this one is just like, okay, who wants to help? Who's ready? Who has time? And there's
Yeah.
no resistance to asking for that support, even as the support person in the team.
That makes me so happy.
Beautiful.
Seriously.
Love you guys so much.
We love you. I think you might be wondering how many people are on the team. I got asked that question a lot this weekend. I think 7 core people are on the team. We have an OBM, we have Jenna, we have Carrie, we have Jenna, we have Carly, we have Bella, we have Brett, we have Ashley Nellett. I'm counting her.
Tessa
Oh, Tessa. Shout out
and
Tessa.
Jess.
Oh, and Jess. So we have 8 people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And nobody is full time. Well, I feel like Jenna and Carly are like pretty much full time, but like they still have other clients too.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to that too. I think it's a good point to add. Like maybe you're listening to this and it's like, I can't hire 8 people. I don't have enough bandwidth for that. I don't have the money for that. But like I've had a client that I've helped. I've gave her 2 hours a month of support and she was like blown away. Like it just helped her release those things that were holding her back so she could focus. And like you don't need to be hiring someone at a full-time wage of 40 hours a week, like literally 2 hours a month. And it helped her like create amazing abundance.
The space, right? I think that's what all entrepreneurs are looking for, is just a little space.
Yeah. A little more white space in our brains, a little more white space in our calendars, a little more white space in our task lists.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a little more space.
Totally. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs think, oh, I need to hire someone. If you're at a different level than someone that's just at the beginning, like you might think, oh, I need to hire someone who can be full-time all the time. They can't work with other clients. If they work with other clients, they're not going to be all in with me. That's just not true. It's not true.
Yeah.
My experience.
Yeah. I mean, I feel all in with this team. I feel like Carly is all in. Like Bella only does a certain amount of work for us, and Bella's like 1,000,000,000% dedicated. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's the dedication for sure. So, and these things take time, right? Like I didn't hire all these people at one time at all. At all. One person at a time. Where you hire someone, you get in the groove, and then you kind of see where there's starting to be a gap, and then you hire for that gap, and then you kind of get another groove and you just see what's missing and what's needed. and yeah, fill the gaps that will help you as the entrepreneur have more space. And like as you start to make more money, then you can start to delegate more. But also, like, to be honest with you guys, like my team expenses, like the expenses for the team are very high. Like it's not because we also have mentor coaches. There's so much, there's QCA in and of itself, um as a certification program. It's a beast to run the program. It's not just a pre-recorded program where it's just evergreen and there's no overhead to the program. There's some programs that have overhead and some programs that don't, and QCA does, because there's support coaches and mentor coaches, and you get observed coaching and you get so much. And there's a business coach now in QCA that is there to help you support you in your business. So, a certification program, I think people can say, wow, like, that's, that's amazing, but also like it is amazing. And it takes a lot to run the program. So I just want to say that just to be transparent, and like, you don't need to know my numbers, but like, and I don't even like sharing numbers anymore. Have you guys noticed I don't market with numbers at all? I do not market with numbers at all. I just don't think it's necessary, honestly. I don't want people to hire me because I make a lot of money. I don't want people to I think that if you're truly successful and you embody that success, people can see and feel that, Yeah. But yeah, but I just share that to say that like it takes time to hire a team, and I don't know what I'm trying to say. Can you translate for me?
Yeah, I think what you're saying is, you know, it takes time to build a team, and building the team growth will pace with the growth of your business. Like the bigger your business grows, probably the more team members that you're going to need. Doesn't mean you can't run things lean, but when you build out a certification program, you're just going to need a bigger team, and that's okay. And you can do it over time at a pace that matches your income level.
See, this is why we're together.
The rapport.
The brain rapport.
Yes.
Yeah. What else? Anything else popping on for you guys?
I think the one thing that I think is unique about this team, and I think has a lot to do with you, Ashley, is like once you get in the orbit of like Ashley and like Team Quantum Coach, people come back around, don't they?
Yeah.
Like, and even people that transition off the team, like they're still in the orbit, like
Totally.
I don't think we've had anyone leave the team where it's been like, oh, good riddance.
No.
Don't ever want to see them again. It's always been like somebody transitioning onto their next level,
Totally.
or transitioning into a better fit for their unique skill set, but they're still part of the fam.
Absolutely. That's important to me, for sure. I just wanted to share when I joined this big mastermind in 2019, when we had, just a handful of team members at that point, like very little amount. Maybe it was just me and you. I remember thinking to myself, wow, this coach has like this whole team that's running this mastermind. You could tell it wasn't just her. She had a support email, and she had a support team, and there was team members on the call, and there was team members running things, and there was team members taking attendance, and there's just a lot of things happening. And I thought, wow, I want that so bad one day, to be able to support my students, not just from me, because I can only do so much. I want them to know that there's like a whole group of people that care about them and want to be there for them behind the scenes. And so I just want to say, like, it really is a dream come true to be able to run QCA the way that we run it. Like when you come into QCA, it is a full blown, like it is not, it's me, but you're getting so much more. You're getting me, but you're getting so much more. You're getting whole support team. You're getting mentor coaches. You're getting Jenna that brings this amazing facilitation to our program and has, you know, an incredible trauma informed lens because she's a psychotherapist. Like you're just getting so many more perspectives and mentor coaches that are from all over the world and have different coaching backgrounds and experiences. And
the business coach.
oh, and the business coaching, like you're getting a freaking army behind you to help you on your journey to becoming a coach or becoming an even better coach. So it's just a beautiful manifestation for me personally to be able to offer that to people. Like that's something that I literally would like, that's part of my vision, right? That was my vision of like having a team to help run and support the students in the way that I always imagined. And it's better than I could have imagined. And that's because of you guys. And I'm so, so, so grateful to have you care so much about the vision and not just that, but the people that we work with, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's such a joy to be a part of the QCA team. Especially because all of us so want to be there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like all the mentor coaches really want to be there. The business coach wants to be there. Carly is on every freaking call for
Every
4
call.
rounds because she wants to be there. And you and I want to be there. And I know the students do too. And like, what could be better than that to have everybody coming together for the same goal with the same level of investment?
Yeah. 100%. And everyone that supports in QCA, they've been through the program. So like Callie, the business coach, she's been through the program. So she knows from your perspective what you're going through, what it's like, where you're at in your business. Like she already knows what it's like. So she can support you not only in like the business side, but also in, you know, the comfort of knowing that someone knows what you're going through as you, you know, go through the certification. So it's very cool.
Yeah,
It's very cool. It's very meta.
it is. Levels on levels on levels.
Yeah. So, any last tips to give around building team, building community on your team? One thing that I'll say, and I'll let you guys go, is like for me, connecting with the team weekly was something that changed our business. So, like, we have Monday meetings, and they're 2 hours long, and every single Monday we have a meeting, and we connect with each other, and we see what the priorities are for the week. You know, we make sure that everyone's on the same page and we move the business forward, we move the vision forward together. And so when that wasn't happening, everything felt a little discombobulated. But now that we have our Monday meetings, to me, that was like such a game changer, and not only moving things forward, but also like connecting with each other and seeing what's going on in everyone's worlds.
Yeah, the Monday meetings are non-negotiable. Like
Yeah.
they are everything. Yeah. Um, I totally agree with that. I think, my biggest tip would be, even though it's about your business, don't make it always all about your business with your team. Like you got to make it about the people, allow the humanity to come in, including your own humanity as the leader of the team. Because in the absence of those personal connections, there's just not going to be the same depth of investment in the team goals. So don't be afraid to get personally connected with your team members, because that's going to really strengthen the team as a whole and the team's ability to move the business forward and achieve goals. And it's going to feel so much better too along the way.
That's a great point. Thanks for sharing that. Beautifully said.
I think my final tip that I want to share is just communication is queen. Like if you're not feeling it and you need a little extra support, communicate it to your team. You know, even coming at it from the other side as the support person, like if I can't provide the support that I've promised, or like I need a little extra support, like to be able to ask others for help. And I know we touched on that a little bit. So communication is queen.
I love that.
And can I just say, we love when you ask for help, Carly. Like, it literally warms my heart when you ask for help, because I know that you are the type of person who's just going to put your head down and try to do everything. But the fact that you feel like you can ask for help and know that you'll get it, it makes me so happy, honestly.
That makes me so happy. I just want to say that I love both of you so much. I love the entire team so much. And it's wild to me that I have this amount of love for two people that I've never met in person. Like I say it sometimes, like I've never met you guys. I'm up in Canada and like started working with you like just before COVID hit. So like we haven't been able to see each other. And I'm so in love with two people who, like, Jenna, I've never seen your legs. Never seen them.
I know. I promise I have them.
Do you though?
I believe you.
I do. Margaret, do I have legs?
I've never seen them either.
Did you hear her?
No.
She's like, do you want me to lie and say yes?
It's hilarious.
I also want to point out that all of our partners are part of this team. Like Todd is a partner in this team. Like
Definitely.
Chad,
Todd,
Margaret.
and Margaret.
Yeah.
We need a triple date real bad.
Yes.
One of these days we're going to meet up.
But Car, we love you too. And
so much.
So much. So grateful for you beyond.
This whole podcast is just one big love fest.
It is.
Yes.
It is. Yeah. So, I mean, on that note, just fall in love with people. That's all. No, but just, yes. And, if you're listening to this, I hope that you feel inspired, because listen, this is possible for you. 100%. This is possible for you. And it might just take looking at the structure of your team to put people in different seats and move things around. There's a really great book called Traction. At one point we were all going to read that on the team, but we never ended up doing it. I read a lot of it, but the book is really, really good. Highly recommend it. It really helps you understand like the structure of a leadership team. So highly recommend that. I think it's by Gino someone. Traction by Gino.
We'll put it in the show notes.
And then if you're listening and you're like, I'm so ready to join QCA and have this team on my team, because literally that's what it is. It's our team for you. And you can really experience this team firsthand. Applications are opening up. You better get yourself on the wait list. Applications are opening up May 10th. Wait, is this going to be out by then?
Yeah, it'll be out on the 9th.
Okay.
Yeah.
So on that note, let's remind you all, Big Coach Energy Live is starting today, right? So Big Coach Energy Live is starting today when this is airing. It is 4 days to up level the transformation you provide your clients. It is our coach training that I host twice a year, literally twice a year. And we want you there. It's going to elevate your coaching craft. I can say with 100% confidence, you will come out a stronger coach in these 4 days of learning with me for an hour. So I'll be bringing on past students. They're going to be sharing about, how they've elevated tweaks that they've made in their coaching. It's really good to hear from them. And you're going to learn a lot of new skills to bring into your coaching session. So if you are just getting started, or you're already started, but you want more skills and tools, Big Coach Energy Live is totally free. And it kind of gives you a really good glimpse inside what the Quantum Coaching Academy offers. And yeah, if you want to be part of it, get yourself on the wait list, and you can apply early. You didn't
I'll be
hear
there
that?
too. Day 4.
Oh, yeah.
QCA Live.
Tell us about day 4.
Yeah, so it's going to be me and one of our recent graduates, Bree Bird, and we're going to be talking about how to create inclusive spaces in your coaching and step into allyship so that you can welcome the full range of ideal clients into your coaching practice. It's going to be amazing. People have really reported getting a lot out of day 4 and every day of BCE Live. But yeah, we want to blow some minds.
Yeah, no,
So be there.
we just implemented that last time we did BC Live, and everyone was freaking out. Like, they were like, this is so amazing. This is so valuable. So join us. The link is in the show notes. The link is also in my Instagram bio. It's a time. It's a time. And if QCA is calling you, you can also message any of us, and we'll give you our opinion and make sure it's the right fit. But basically,
Yes.
the way the application process works is we are looking for, a specific person to come into the program. It's not for everyone. And so there is an application process. We want you to fill out an application, and then you'll jump on a call with either me or Jenna. And we'll make sure 100% that it is the right fit for you. When I was little, I used to go to the shoe store, and if I would fall in love with a pair of shoes and they didn't fit, I would still want to buy them. And the owner of the store was like, "You're not buying these shoes. They don't fit." And I'm like, "No, Mom, I want these shoes. Like, I'll make them fit." I would always try and make shoes fit me that didn't fit me. And so he's like, "No." And then we would have to find a pair that actually fit. So kind of like the shoe store, we want to make sure it is the right fit for you. And we're not going to get off, until it's 100%. So yeah, that's basically it. And on that call, we'll see if it is. And if so, we'll get you enrolled and you'll have access to your portal. And we start July 14th. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
July 14th. So get ready. And this team can't wait to support you.
We love you already.
We love you already. We do. All right. Well, I just want to give a shout out and thank you to Jenna and Carly and the rest of Team QCA that is not on this podcast right now. Y'all are amazing. I love you so much. I couldn't do what we do without you. So it's really special what we create, and it's just the beginning.
Love you guys so much.
Love you. All right, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Woo! We did some work today. Thank you so much for listening. You know I love my BAM fam. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who you know would love it too, because we live for the ripple effect over here. And how can you best support the show? Make sure you're subscribed, hit the 5 stars, and leave a review on iTunes, and let me know how the podcast has impacted you. I love being part of your real-time journey, so screenshot the episode and tag me and my guests on Instagram at ManifestWithAsh. Now say it with me. I am my own power source. I am the master of my own energy, and I deserve everything that I desire. We don't just talk about it over here, we be about it. Now go get 'em.